If you didn't know, I'm a transgender male, female to male.
Oh my goodness. I mean, whew. All right, let's keep going.
Let's look at this together. Let's soak all this in, right? So this woman, this morbidly obese woman, thinks they're a man. They're already on hormones, you can tell. Maybe PCOS, we'll find out. This one, 123 days of boyhood. I mean, this is, I said that. You see what's happening here, right?
And I just realized today is 123 days of me being a boy.
But you're not a boy. You don't look like a boy. You look like you've got a weird hormone problem with the hair. You're fat. None of it works. I mean, if you're going to try to be a boy, you think you try to get good shape first, right?
You know, when I saw a number of videos coming from TikTok of Dylan Mulvaney, days of girlhood, or this idea of a trans man becoming a woman, and documenting that on a daily basis, and became famous overnight, and even had interviews with Joe Biden and so on, and sponsors and everything. I saw that stuff and I was like, you know, it won't be long. It won't be long before you hear days of boyhood. I was like, okay, if men are doing this to women, soon and very soon, women are gonna do this thing to men, because you have to understand, it's just the way it is. This balance in the confusion has to happen. Well, I wasn't wrong in my thoughts. I wasn't wrong, because here we are. Dylan Mulvaney inspired me to the days of boyhood. Yeah, here we are. So we're gonna go over to Odin's Men to check out this reaction video. He's reacting to a number of TikToks we're gonna watch along the way. It's just we're highlighting these things just to show you the level of confusion that is happening in our world. And this is a sign of the time. This is a sign that Jesus is coming again. This is a sign that our world is losing their minds, and we need to be on guard and knowing what to do. All right, friends, without further ado, let us now get into the heart of the message here.
Starting a new series. This is obviously based from Dylan's series. It's day one of being a boy.
My Lord, you've got to be kidding me. Days of boyhood. These are fat women on cross-sex hormones. Come on now.
I don't think anyone is really surprised at this point. I think half of y'all thought I was a boy.
Can we go with no? No one thought you were a boy. They thought you were an overweight girl with some real mental health problems. You need to get outside. Vitamin D is good for you, they say.
I don't know, bro. I'm glad I finally got that off my chest. And told people.
What does telling them do? Like, I'm looking right at you. You're a fat girl. Doesn't change anything. I don't think you're a boy because you said you're a boy. You're never going to be a boy. You will never, ever, let me repeat this, ever fit in with men. Oh. We can tell. If you even put the veneer on like a man, now we could be nice to you, but you're never going to be in the boys club. You're never going to be hanging with the fellas, drinking a beer, and they're going to accept you for another dude. It just won't happen ever.
I eventually want to transition, and I didn't want to
never. But you can't keep trying.
Keep it in anymore. I've been telling people that I'm a masculine lesbian for about 2 years now.
I can see that.
I've already been kind of binding. My mom thought that was odd.
It is odd.
Yeah.
You're a woman, you're binding your breasts. It's very odd. It's not going to change the face because you're not a masculine woman. You're just a fat woman with a goofy haircut. That's what I'd say if it was my child. I'd say, honey, I love you. Let's talk about reality for a second. Just give me 30 seconds reality, and we can get back to a fix. This ain't a fix. Thanks, Zills.
And put two and two together for some reason.
I love his commentaries. He is so balanced. I love his commentaries.
She's a shrink for children. It is what it is.
Oh, so the mother is a shrink for children. Can you imagine that? So the mother's a healthcare professional, and you end up with this, like the cobbler's kids have no shoes. Is that what I'm seeing here?
But she's been supportive, and I talked to my teacher, and he helped me, basically step to step, how to come out to my mom. And I did it, and she cried.
Of course, you can't do this without your teachers, of course. It's just those teachers they help you with everything, you know. They help transitioning you and confusing you, sending you home, telling you how to have the conversation with your parents. That's what they teach you in school now. Is that what teachers were meant to be doing? Anyway.
Like, she was happy for me.
You cried because you're a mentally ill child, and she knows it. She knows the outcomes when people that have gender dysphoria, where they go. The actual medical diagnosis, the terminal event that happens, it's very high. Self-cancellation, high. Multiple rehabs, high. Your mother was not happy for you. She's depressed, and she sounds like she's a real winner, too.
And I'm getting measured tomorrow, and I'm hopefully getting like an actual binder on the weekend. And then I have a doctor's appointment. They're hoping to get me on hormones as soon as possible.
So let's play along with the delusion, shall we? So you bind, and you kind of look like a guy. Let's just say she does, right? What straight women want this? You're binding, you got breast, right? Lesbians would take a butch lesbian, but they don't want this. So what group are they getting? Just the freaky weirdos? I mean, she likes women, right? So women got to be into this. Even if there's a fake Johnson, it's not going to work. You've seen those videos, I know. So where do you end? Where's the terminal endpoint? The utopia, right? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, not as soon as possible, but as soon as they can, just because they want to catch it. Because I'm 15, I'm about to turn 16 in like 20 days.
Wow, this one's 15. I know it.
And we have medical experts who's going to transition you in all that confusion instead of teaching you, hey, you need to accept the person that you are. You're going through a phase in your life, but they're going to put you on hormones and messed up your body. You're only 15. How much do you actually understand the repercussion of these decisions you're making currently in your life? But the thing is, a couple years down the road, you're going to look back and say, man, what have I done? You know, what did I do to myself? And suicidal ideations will rise, and the mental health issues will also rise, and you become forever patient in the hands of these money hungry medical experts. Who knows? Anyway, it's sad to watch. We live in a society today, they cannot address the mental issues for what they are, but instead they are making it a normal thing to be going like this. And that's sad. You're being taken advantage of.
No idea. I figured maybe 18. What a disaster. And the mom just like, sure, that's stunning and brave. I mean, this kid needs mental health therapy from someone, not the mother. Get involved in something. Get out from Reddit and gaming and anime. Come on.
So I just want to catch it before, I finish. Oh, also, Dylan is an inspiration for all trans people.
So you see that. Dylan's an inspiration for all.
Dylan's going to have to pay a serious price. And from what I've heard, Dylan was actually raised a Mormon, has a strong knowledge of the gospel. I don't know if Mormons have that knowledge. Some do, some don't. I know you may say otherwise. But nevertheless, supposedly Dylan should know better. But Dylan has done what he's been doing online, confusing our kids, confusing the youth to a much larger degree, to pushing them in these directions. Dylan was days of girlhood. Now we have days of boyhood, and all these crazy confusion happening as a result. Here we are, and I think Dylan is gonna have to answer to God for this stuff. He needs to stop, or this, not only for his own sin, but for what he is leading others to do.
Trans people, so these needy, preyed on kids, right? 15 going on 16. Preyed on by Dylan. Look how fun I'm having. All of it's positive, right? I get it. It's a sales pitch. But kids on TikTok, there's thousands of these, right? Days of girlhood, mentally ill 40-year-old men get their junk cut off, trying to be like Dylan. Dylan should have responsibility for this. But he won't. There's way too much money in it.
Especially trans youth.
Hey guys, if you didn't know, I'm a transgender male, female to male.
Oh my goodness. I mean, whew. All right, let's keep going.
Let's look at this together. Let's soak all this in, right? So this woman, this morbidly obese woman, thinks they're a man. They're already on hormones, you can tell. Maybe PCOS, we'll find out. This one, 123 days of boyhood. I mean, I said that. You see what's happening here, right?
And I just realized today is 123 days of me being a boy. But
you're not a boy. You don't look like a boy. You look like you've got a weird hormone problem with the hair. You're fat. None of it works. I mean, if you're going to try to be a boy, you think you try to get good shape first, right? Then deal with the female parts of it. But there's no shape here. There's no effort beyond hormones.
And I'm really excited about that. And not only is 1, 2, 3.
Who magnified the camera like this? Who did this? All right, you look like a man, all right. You almost there. Keep working at it.
3, one of my favorite numbers. My transgender
I don't even
anniversary
know
is
how much longer I should
actually
sit here and play
May
this.
4th.
I took this video idea from another guy. I'll put it in the description below. You heard his voice. Young British guy. Very good. Take a look. If you're a Gen Z, you'll probably like his stuff. He's not as harsh as I am.
2022.
Obviously, you probably want to see all
May
of
the
it, right?
4th be with you. May the Force be with you. So I thought.
May the Force be with you.
May the
People have
Force-
to stop with this Star Wars thing. I'm
You
just so
serious?
I saw the movies as a kid, like the original movies. I liked it. I had the figurines as a child. Some of these people, their whole life is revolved around this. And it's not Star Wars. It's Star Wars guy, right? The person who does it and they're like unhappy. I can't figure it out. Well, you do Star Wars in the basement. Reddit. I mean, you got to do
crazy.
something else.
I thought that was really cool. I haven't made any updates
let's
about,
just
you know,
stop with
days
that.
of
Let's
being
just
a
stop.
boy.
Day one of being a boy, and I'm so excited because I got this
Look at this thing. Day one of being a boy. What do you think? Looks like some person you see in the street, like they pluck their eyebrows too much when they're on the meth, right? Just plucking. Now, I'm sure they come from a average middle-class family, right? You don't see the elites doing this. It's
No.
average middle-class family. They've been pushed this on TikTok. You ever seen...
It's crazy. Like you could have your son and daughter on these TikToks. You know, this is the influence of social media. That's what we're looking at. You know, before social media, we never had to see stuff like this. This was a strange and rare stuff happening among very few. But now has grown tremendously. And I mean, parents, we gotta take away the phones from these kids. They're just not able to handle the pressure of what's happening. They are easily controlled and manipulated by this stuff. It's just sad to watch. So
where they ask tech executives, Silicon mega billionaires, hey, do your kids have iPads, phones? They're like, absolutely not. What are you, crazy? Because this is what you get.
funky little fit that is
Yeah.
really cute. It has this little funky guy on it. And I got this little choker and then some teeth earrings, and my girlfriend gave it.
Teeth earrings? These people have so many
Wow.
problems. Where do you start? They just want to grab for the weird shit, like the old emo type, right? It used to call it alternative, but it's with hormones, and they're not even attractive. Like, you could get into a goth chick way back, right? This isn't it. This one thinks they're a boy. You can look, it's just an ugly girl with, a mustache.
I'm very excited. It's so cute. And then yesterday, as if I'm not being spoiled enough, she got me this masculine little hoodie from the men's section.
How are hoodies masculine? They're all the same. Like the cheap hoodies I try to hawk to people, they're the same thing, right? Guess you can get ones that are thin cut for guys that have bigger shoulders, smaller waist. What's a masculine hoodie? Like a color? I thought male-female stereotypes were all part of the patriarchy. They were a construct, right?
construct.
And these people, the ones that say that, then they reinforce it by doing this. Of course, there's no logic. I know I'm being stupid even talking about it.
I love it so much. It makes me feel like a little college artsy guy who lives in the city and works at a cool little shop that sells coffee with latte art and bubble tea.
You got a problem, a significant problem. Probably another mother who's a psychiatrist.
this is sad because these girls think that they are boys. They are men. Wow. It was bad enough that they were doing this to women. Now they're coming after men. He's like, okay, y'all need serious help. Y'all need prayer. Y'all need conversion. You need therapy. I mean, these young people, certainly mentally, they are deluded. They've gone. Okay, simple as that.
These people.
I love it. Are you laughing at me? But yeah, those are the good vibes, and I'm very excited about it.
Hey hoes, I'm gonna pull a Dylan Mulvaney because she's a f***ing queen and I look up to her. Welcome to day
Now, there's a lot of trolls on the internet. People just troll parody accounts for fun. But for those of you who don't go to TikTok, and I don't recommend it, this is a thing. Days of girlhood, everybody's trying to get on. Now, some are just latching on, right, because they want to get fame, but they're taking the hormones. Like, you look at them, they've changed.
Yeah, they're very serious. They're not just playing with this thing. They are going medically to transition. They are taking hormones and making decisions accordingly. This is not some type of parody. This is a reality for many of these people. Dylan Mulvaney has certainly inspired some of these kids. It shows that these kids are not thinking. It shows that they spend too much time on their phones as well. They spend too much time watching the screen instead of doing something constructive with their lives. But this is it. This is where we are. I mean, we just keep on pushing the envelope.
Voice, the whole thing, and you go, That's a big commitment for fame.
one of being a boy. She came out to my parents. Well, one of them. I still have to come out to the other one.
But you're not a boy. You could say you're a boy. You could dress up like a butch lesbian. Okay, that's fine. Have plenty of friends, butch lesbian, great people. Love them. But they're lesbians. They're not thinking they're a boy. They just know they fit into a certain segment of the ABC people. And it works. It's always worked. This ain't it.
Yeah, I'm terrified too, homeboy. I literally, this is gonna...
I won't be there for that one.
You will be excusing yourself. I'm terrified.
Here's the problem with these women. They start taking testosterone, right? Crushing all their estrogen. Then they have this weird imbalance in their brain because estrogen's important, right? For men and women.
That's right.
And they do this and they look puffy. They don't manage their testosterone right. Lots of conversion to estrogen. That happens. Too much test converts to estrogen. They don't look at their anti-E's right because you need a certain amount. They don't get it. These doctors are like, here's your script. We'll see you in 6 months for labs. You need to go to a bodybuilding coach if you're going to try this. I mean, this whole thing, I can't believe I'm having this discussion. But the hormones are always done wrong.
Terrified. Hopefully they'll let me get on T. We'll see how this goes. I have packed on.
Let's talk about testosterone for a second. Just hear me out. As a grown man in my 50s, right, got an HRT prescription, take therapeutic dose for my age. When you are lower, right, you take it. It changes the whole way you look. Now, I'm used to it because I had it as a teenager, went down when I got older. But as a woman, you've never had that level of testosterone. Your whole mindset changes. It's a shift. It's a puberty of sorts. Well, I hate the word, but it's of sorts. You gotta think, how do I manage this? What do I do? There's a lot of moving parts here. It's a very powerful hormone.
My in the car. Day one, though, thinking about, I mean, it went badly.
So between the hair, the Schmidt, right, the lower half, female part getting bigger, and you're going to be aroused all the time. So women who take high amounts of testosterone have a big arousal, right? Okay, that could be a good thing. You know, it's a kind of a freak show down below, but you know,
It objectively went badly. Yes, it could have gotten worse.
It didn't go well.
It did not go well. But, yeah, no, it wasn't great. My mom's on a drive right now.
So you got people that are mentally ill and they're bored. They're not working. They don't have anything to do. They're on online school or college.
No, man, what do you do if one of your children were to come out to you about this? Wouldn't you try to get them the mental health needed to address their issues instead of just conforming as a parent? It seems like a lot of parents are just conforming to the mental health that their kids are experiencing. To me, yeah. Anyway,
And they're bored. They're not working. They don't have anything to do. They're on online school or college, right? They don't get outside and they're like, well, I'm depressed, so maybe it's just I need to switch genders. That makes sense, right? I liked playing soccer when I was 8, but now I don't. But that could mean I'm a boy. None of this ends well. There is no long-term studies on massive amounts of cross-sex hormones in humans, what this does. Self-cancellation, rehabs. We all understand that. But this Dylan, he's created a real issue that he's going to have to live with later.
yeah, that's where we are with that. Thank you, Odin's man. Appreciate the content of that video. Love the commentary as well. Oh man, you know, the confusion is getting worse by the day, and it's sad to watch. Here we are now in watching our children tearing themselves apart in the name of acceptance and inclusion, exclusivity, and so on, following Dylan's example. We should be following Jesus' example. Genesis chapter 6, God saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And he repented the Lord that he had made men on the earth, and he grieved them at his heart. It's so significant to look at this because there is this level of confusion happening among the youth. It's all coming from where? The imagination. Now, this is what the days of Noah. The days of Noah is to be repeated according to Jesus. Jesus in Matthew 24, in Mark 16, Mark 15, and also Luke 17, Luke 21. It speaks about, how what happened in the days of Noah are going to be repeated. So the days of Noah's perspective, mentality is now with us. What we're now seeing is this: the imagination is evil. Now, some may not think this is evil in itself, but that level of confusion only leads to more wickedness and evil and decisions that will destroy the family structure and destroying the relationship with God, destroying the mental capacities and so on. This is all part of Satan's way of tearing apart the society and culture, just pulling at the fabric. But unfortunately, it's happening among the youth, and it's sad to watch. And I'm hoping Dylan is gonna pay a serious price for this. It's not just about what you've done, but the influence you've had on the young in a negative way as well. God is gonna hold you accountable to that. Anyway, that's my thought and perspective on that. Make sure you comment below, share your thought perspective with me. Until next time, and as always, remember to look unto Jesus and to live by faith. Please give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you are new. Have a good one. Bye.